asking me. See, I'm not getting into this controversy of what kind of slogans they shout because this is a Sangh Parivar slogan which they shout everywhere and they shout it as a war cry. I've grown up in Uttar Pradesh. As a child, I've heard people say Jai Siya Ram. Heard them say Ram Ram Ji Ki, and this slogan has only emerged over the last 15, 20 years with the emergence of the Sangh Parivar and the BJP becoming very important and central to Indian politics. So that is their slogan. And I certainly feel that there should be a separation of the state and religion, state and religious politics. And therefore, at a state function, a government function, I really feel that religious slogans should not be raised. So this is my very a strong conviction. Now, as far as Subhash Chandra Bose is concerned, yes, the BJP is trying to make a very big effort to appropriate the legacy of Neshadji, but I don't think they can succeed because it is simply not possible for them to come out and say that they respect what Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose stood for. For example, the motto that he gave to the INA, apart from the greeting which he adopted, which was Jai Hind, it was not a religious greeting at all, but the motto that he adopted for the INA was Ettihad, Etamad, Qurbani, which means unity, faith, and sacrifice. I can't imagine any BJP worker or leader shouting that slogan. They claim to adore Netaji, they claim to be Netaji's followers, but I think the words that he chose for the motto of the Indian National Army would stick in their throats. They would not be able to repeat those words. And we have to ask ourselves why. It is because their understanding of what India is completely inimical to what Netaji's understanding was. Netaji was not in favor of a theocratic state after independence. He was deeply wedded to the unity of the Indian people and to secularism. And he did more as a leader of the national movement, probably than anyone else, to establish these principles as the only way forward for the Indian national movement and also for the Indian Republic after independence. He was deeply committed to this. You know that he and the Hindu Mahasabha had serious differences. The Savarkar used to call Netaji a Hindu jihadi. He objected to everything that Netaji did. Subhash Chandra Bose, as mayor of Calcutta, when he saw how few Muslims had received employment in the municipal corporation, introduced a system of reservation of jobs for Muslims according to their population. Now, that is not something that the BJP can admire or respect or want to follow. So they are completely inimical to
so
each other.
Kanchan
Just
Gupta
one minute. No, just 1 minute.
Okay.
Just 1 minute. And as far as Shama Prasad Mukherjee is concerned, anyway, I don't want to go into all the controversies between them. There were many. But Shama Prasad Mukherjee actually formed a government in Bengal with the Muslim League. So what are these people talking about? They have no commitment either to the national movement. Savarkar was recruiting for the British forces when Netaji was forming the Indian National Army. So they have nothing in common, and they should be honest enough to say, yes, Netaji was a great man, but we don't really have much in common with him if there's any honesty. But since there isn't, and since all seems to be fair in the kind of politics that we are engaging in our country today, they are saying all kinds of strange things and weird things. Yesterday, all the things that the Prime Minister said in memory of Subhash Chandra Bose had very little to do with Subhash Chandra Bose, actually. It was